to this point, we've been successful. We're getting some numbers, and people still know I'm here, and I'm gonna continue with it because Cincinnati has 200,000 black folks and one black talk show for 4 hours, and that's just not enough in terms of allowing people to have our conversations and hear our voices.
Right.
And here I am today, man.
So how do you compare your terrestrial radio experience compared to now your podcasting, your actual online experience? How do you compare the two?
Well, when you say compare, what do you mean? Like is it a similar experience, or
is it similar, or do you find that because of course online in your format you can now you're unrestrained, you can actually do what you want to do. So how do you feel?
Well, yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's like this, man. The public radio experience made me a better commercial talk radio artist or a performer. And public radio experience combined with commercial radio experience now makes me, I think, a much better internet talk radio host because I can bring all of that experience into what I'm doing now. And talking to people is talking to people. Whether you're on your local terrestrial radio station or satellite radio station or internet radio, it's talking to people, or public radio. Building an audience is building an audience. That's all the same. And because people are listening. And I love it. I'll be honest with you. When I was in commercial radio, and they're paying me to do radio every day, and I loved it, I was thinking about doing what I'm doing now. I wanted to do what I'm doing now because you have more control. I started my own business, Superlative Media. It's unfiltered, although I still do what I do with a certain level of integrity because I understand that people might be listening with children or whatever, and that's just who I am. And what I love about the internet is there are no FCC regulations, but I still conduct my show as if I'm under those regulations for various reasons, not the least of which is I'm trying to have already been successful in attracting, sponsors.
Right.
This can be a commercial vehicle as well. So, it all comes together, man. I mean, I wouldn't be the talk show host I am today if I never did public radio or commercial radio. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
It all ties in together.
We had a couple questions in the chat. One I saw was Rough Buff said, ask you about the history of Cincinnati, how the slave had to swim the river for freedom, how Cincy connected the North and South.
Yeah, it's been written about Cincinnati. That Cincinnati is the northernmost southern city. And in terms of the culture of Cincinnati and the politics, when you live here long enough, when you become an adult and you become aware, you become very aware of that. So don't get it twisted. The popular perception about Cincinnati is that we're the city that developed a collaborative. But Cincinnati still has racial issues. It's still got racial issues. I was just the moderator at a candidates night for the NAACP and the Prince Hall Masons it was on Thursday. And some of those same issues, some of those same racial issues and disparities are still coming up. And I'm a big advocate of it. We're a northern city, but we have one of the highest infant mortality rates in the country.
Wow.
We're a northern city, but the good folks at the Cincinnati Urban League last year put out a report on the differences of the black and white experience, and it's staggering. It's staggering. There's about a $30,000 per year difference in the terms of the medium take-home wealth between white families and black families. So, don't get it twisted. Cincinnati is just like a lot of places. We're on the come up now. Don't get me wrong. You got a lot of good, smart, intelligent people that care about this city that have improved it, but we still got some ways to go. And I think part of that is having unfiltered media that can push the envelope and challenge the status quo. And that's where I've always come in.
Wow, yeah, that makes sense, man. You the man when it comes to that challenge and pushing those envelopes. Well, man, Sluggo had a question for you, and he was saying, how have you been able to migrate your fan base from the traditional commercial / public radio over to your online?
Well, I'll tell you, man, it's all about integrity and being authentic. So the part of the reason why I've been able to connect with people after leaving commercial radio, and again, I haven't spent any money in terms of terrestrial forms of advertising at all, is because that when I was on the air for all those years, I did it with integrity. I was my own man. I wasn't a follower. I spoke my mind, but I did it with a sort of I did it in a way in which I didn't have to disrespect people to challenge you. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree. And I think when you conduct yourself like that, you're more likely to attract people, and people want to stick with you because they see you a real person. You're authentic. You're your own man. But so what I did is that I use Facebook. I use Twitter. I use Instagram. I mean, I was already building this social media platform when I was still back with my former employer. And so I used that to attract with people when I decided to go on the internet. Now, the station I used to work for is an African-American talk station. You got a lot of older people who are not tech savvy. So I know there's a lot of folks who are like, damn, I miss Nathan Ivey, but they're just not tech savvy. But I was able to connect with the tech savvy people the portion of my audience, and a lot of them have stuck with me. The second part about that is just being out in the community. I'm still out and about. Like I said, I was invited to moderate debates a couple of days ago. I've done some other things in the community since I got on. You got to be out and about. You got to be at these community events, passing out flyers. If someone asks me to moderate a debate or be a part of something public, I'm there. And then the other thing is I recently went to the Republican National Convention and broadcast the show live as well from there, which I think went a long way in terms of keeping my name out there. I was able to get some national press with Roland Martin and his team and the good folks over at News One Now. Shout out to them for that. So the way you do it is I'm just not on the internet. I got to be out there in terms of my city. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to take this platform to the next level. That's just me. I've always been like that.
Right. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pause, take a commercial break here, and when we get back, we're going to keep chopping it up with you, my man.
Absolutely.
All right, let's pause for a break.
Let Whole Team Enterprises be the #1 source for all your marketing needs. They specialize in web design, graphic design, videography, flyer printing, t-shirt printing, web hosting, and more. For your business or next event, be sure to reach out to Whole Team Enterprises at www.wholeteam.com.
Be sure to get your car serviced by the professionals at ICN Services, located in the Buckhead area of Atlanta. They are a full-service automobile concierge service who are an on-site automobile detailing provider with the advantages of their come-to-you service. Your car can get their needs taken care of while you continue your day. They will take your vehicle to appointments, inspections, repairs, returns, and more. Find them online at www.itscleannow.com or reach them at 404-934-0675.
Go see my guys at Platinum Auto Accessories in Lithonia, Georgia. They can get your car audio needs tight. In addition to the audio enhancements, they specialize in visual enhancements for your car as well. Lighting, rims, alarm systems, remote starts, and more. Visit Kevin and James with some of the best deals in the Atlanta metro area. Conveniently located at 2648 Lithonia Industrial Boulevard off I-20 and the Evans Mill exit. Also give them a call at 678-323-7888. Mention this ad for a special discount. Friends of the Kickin' It with Key C show.
You've reached Kickin' It with Key C show.
No tricks in 86. It's time to build. Check out the Doug Stewart Show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. It's sports talk. It's guy talk. It's fun talk. Once again, that's the Doug Stewart Show. One half of the world-famous Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time at StewartMediaandEntertainment.com. Trust me, you'll have more fun than you can shake a stick at. And I got one question for you. Are you not entertained, huh?
SMA, this is the #1 Chief Rocker Jersey Vern coming to you live with his recap show. And only one out here know how to do it. And just like I tell the ladies.
What's that, Rocker?
3 hours straight, non-stop, no commercial interruption, no music. It's me and only me. So get ready, come and join me. And just like the ladies tell the rocker.
What's that, Rocker?
If you ain't ready for it, don't come at all. This is the #1 Chief Rocker on the SMA. Jersey Vern doing the ride.
Are you ready? Are you ready? It's your girl, Miss Spicy, host of Spicy Conversations. Join me every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com for some late night talk. I hope you're ready. Spicy Conversations.
Yo, this is your boy,
Kicking it with KC show.
and when I want to jam on a Sunday evening, I'm kicking back with my man, Mandela, listening to some jams, and also engaging topics. Be sure to tune in. X Squad affiliates.
X gon' give it to you.
Yes, we are back with the Kicking It with KC show. And we have been having an awesome conversation here with my man, Nathan Ivey. You can listen to him on nathanivey.com, found every morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. He's one of the newest X Squad affiliates. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. And, you know, we had a reboot. We actually had a different broadcast, but now we're back here and we got everybody back in here. So thank you. If you are listening and you want to interact, be sure to click the chat bubbles right there on Spreaker.com, or if you listen to it at KC.com or XSquadAffiliates.com, you can actually click on those chat bubbles and join us with this conversation here. We got a couple people who actually joined us. We got another Team NI member who came in, and that was Kiki. Welcome, Kiki. Thank you for kicking it with KC and Nathan this morning. Let's see, I think somebody else jumped in here, but I can't remember who it was. I busted his back. Rough Buff, my man Rough Buff. I didn't give him a shout out earlier, but he's in here. And I gave Melvin a shout out earlier before he arrived because I knew he was coming back. And my man Jay Fish made it back, the microwave, who has his show. He says he's working and driving, so he can't chat. But that's cool, man. We know your spirit's with us, brother. And so anyway, we're going to jump back into a couple questions here that I had. And even before I ever got there, Sluggo had a very good question. And he wanted to know, how has your experience been in terms of attracting sponsors now that you've gone online?
Well, you know what? Again, it goes down to I spent 12 years in commercial radio. So a lot of people in this city know me and respect me just because of what I did and how I did it. And what you got to understand, I'm not just a talker. Like, I've hit the streets. I walk with Black Lives Matter. I walk with the 99%. I'm out and about. I mean, I don't just talk about things. I actually go out and do things. So I think people respected it. So I would say that within a month of the word getting around that my former employers decided to make a decision, I had people who were contacting me like, hey, Nate, you know, we were going to do this with your former folks, but we want to do it with you now. What do you have doing? You know, what do you have going on? So I've been blessed in that way, and I'm very appreciative of it. So within the city of Cincinnati, you know, I would have to say I've been moderately successful. I've got some things that I want to put in place that I haven't done yet, so I don't know if it's going to work yet. But to this point, I've been pleased, you know, that I've been able to still get some support and even monetary support.